Good morning. Welcome to the daily devotional, and we'll be working our way through Psalm 46. As we take the next few days to work through Psalm 46, this was Martin Luther's favorite psalm. He found great strength in Psalm 46 at the most difficult time of his life. The author of Psalm 46 found solace and refuge in God during difficult times. The background of the psalm is unknown, but it was probably written after a military victory over a foreign invasion that attempted a siege against Jerusalem. The psalm was written by one of the sons of Korah. Psalm 46 is divided into 3 stanzas, and each stanza ends with the word Selah, which means pause in the music or a pause for contemplation. As we read Psalm 46, we are looking at the first stanza today, and that is verses 1, 2, and 3. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Selah. You see, if you read verses 1, 2, and 3, you get to the first scene. It is a picture of God's power over nature. The world is shaken, and the mountains are thrown into the sea. The point being made in verses 1, 2, and 3 is that God is our immovable refuge. Nothing in this universe can be compared to our God, who is our strong refuge, providing safety from discouraging and devastating circumstances. Is God your refuge? Or is something else your refuge? Some people think that only if they saved up enough in savings and stocks, that they can weather any storm. Remember the parable of the rich man in Luke chapter 12, verse 19? What did the rich man say? I will say to my soul, Soul, you have ample goods laid up for many years. Relax, eat, drink, and be merry. What did Jesus tell the rich man? In Luke chapter 12, verse 20, said to him, Fool, this night your soul is required of you, and the things you have prepared, whose will they be? Money may protect you from the temporary issues of life. But what if the economy fails? What happens if there is an hyperinflation? When a loaf of bread could cost you $3 trillion? What happens when the dollar loses its value? The children begin to use it like building blocks to play with it, like stacks of dollars. It happened in Germany in the 1920s. Let's say money is able to protect you from some of the physical issues of life. What about heartbreak, failure, sin, disease, disasters? I mean, you may have plenty of savings in your bank. You may have invested in multiple homes. Maybe in a worldly sense, your future may seem secure. You may say, well, I have some specialized skills that will sustain me. But have you thought about the ultimate judgment of God? Will your money protect you from that? There's only one rock, one certain, unshakable, trustworthy refuge in times of disaster. And this is what Psalm 46, verse 1 is alluding to. We can look to God for our help. He's our refuge. As we heard in Psalm 91 last week, verses 7 through 8, even if 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, it will not come near you. God is our refuge. He is our fortress. And Psalm 46 verse 1 continues to read, He is a very present help in trouble. Even when you are in the midst of an affliction or in the midst of suffering, God is your strength. your ever-present help in time of trouble. He is with you. Psalm 46 verses 2 and 3 reads, Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Here we see great disaster, the kind of disaster that reverses the creation work of God on the third day. Remember, on the third day, God had created the dry land and the seas. And now that work is being undone. The mountains are falling into the sea, and the sea responds by flooding outside its assigned boundaries. There's no more distinction between the land and the sea. It's a picture of the challenges that the people of God are facing. And the psalmist is implying that even if the earth moves, even though the seas roar, even though the mountains quake, God will protect us. God is our refuge and strength. Even in the most earth-shattering circumstances, we are not on our own. God is with us. God is by our side. God is in control. He is all-powerful. We can trust Him even when the world goes topsy-turvy. I want you to see how the psalmist thinks in the midst of these difficult and traumatic circumstances. He shifts his focus from these circumstances to the attributes of God. His world of reality is no longer his trying circumstances, but who God is and what God can do. He rehearses that God is our refuge. He will shelter us. He is our strength. He is our courage. He is strong enough to see us through these circumstances. To us, these unprecedented circumstances may seem insurmountable, but not to God. Let us run to God. Verses 1, 2, and 3 ends with the word Selah, meaning pause and ponder. Have a wonderful day as you continue to meditate on Psalm 46, verses 1, 2, and 3. Blessings.